A very good morning, one and all.
What happened?
She was here only. Jyoti?
Maybe their line is disconnected now.
She was here only. I see. Ah,
We
got disconnected.
start worrying that something has gone wrong with our thing, and you start doing all erratic.
Anand, good morning.
For entrepreneurship, innovation, and leadership throughout the world. To celebrate this occasion, Women Empowerment Cell and Institutional Innovation Council AVMCH have jointly organized a webinar on the topic From Dream to Passion to Entrepreneurship. For this, we have with us a women entrepreneur, Mrs. Vasanthi Palanivel, co-founder and chief scientific officer of Seragen Therapeutics Private Limited with us. We welcome you, madam. It's our tradition to start any event by invoking the Almighty. For this, we have with us Ms. Sri Lakshmi Nair, first year MBBS student, to sing the innovation song. Over to you, Sri Lakshmi.
Go to the bottom, Mary.
मन की शक्ति देना मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जय से पहले खुद को जय करे, को मन की शक्ति देना, वेद भाव अपने दिल से साफ कर सके, दोस्तों से भूल को तो माफ कर सके, झूठ से बचे रहे सच कदम बढ़े, दूसरों के जैसे पहले विजय करे, तो मन की शक्ति देना, मुश्किलें पड़े तो हम पे इतना कर्म कर, साथ दे तो धर्म का चले तो धर्म कर, खुद पे हौसला रहे बड़े से ना डरे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे, मन की शक्ति देना मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले खुद को जय करे, मन की शक्ति देना।
Jyoti, got disconnected again.
No, madam, she is there in the meeting.
Okay.
They are actually exchanging the headset, I think.
Maybe.
She has finished singing and she went off. Jyoti will come now.
Thank you, Sri Lakshmi, for making us feel the divine presence. By this song, we plead the Almighty to give us strength of mind, that the mind may be victorious before others' victory. May we be able to cleanse our hearts of diversity and discordance. May we be able to forgive who err. May we abide only by truth and walk with truth. Thank you once again, Sri Lakshmi. Now I invite Dr. Pushpa Kotur, Professor of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Convener, Institution Innovation Council, and President of Women Empowerment Cell, AVMC, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Jyoti. Good morning to one and all. On behalf of myself, my Innovation Council, and as a President of Women Empowerment Cell, on behalf of our Dean, IIMC, AVMC, on behalf of our institution management, I welcome you all. This Entrepreneurship Day, World Entrepreneurship Day, is celebrated on 21st August. And Jyoti has already told the purpose of celebration. But the thing, why I called our women entrepreneurs. Recently, I was going through one speech. There they were mentioning that in 2017, only 11% women entrepreneurs were there. But now maybe in last 3 years, it may be increased. But whatever it is, this year we had some encouraging news from our PM. He has sanctioned 25 crores, I think, for women entrepreneurs to promote entrepreneurship. This very day is celebrated. And of course, Ministry of Education, MHRD Ministry, they have also started at higher education institutes, these innovation cells. And very purpose of this is from ideas to go up to startup and establish startup in your institution and promote students for the entrepreneurship. But do we have anything like entrepreneurship education in our medical education or in engineering education for our higher education system? We don't have such things. I think we should recommend these things. On this note, I would like to say that our woman entrepreneur today, Mrs. Vasanthi, she is one very enthusiastic lady. Within about I think 2017, this Seragen got established, and within 3 years, they have made a lot of advances. It is rapidly progressing, and especially it is in clinical department and in my department specifically. They are working on infertility, endometriosis in such field. And they are using autologous blood, which is treated genetically, and that's how the thing is improving in our branch of obstetrics and gynecology. It makes difference in the life of woman who is infertile, definitely. So that's what I thought, that she is the one who is appropriate person for this event. So I welcome you, Vasanthi Palanivel.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Today's guest speaker for this event. I welcome you. I welcome our Dean, AVMC, Dr. P.F. Kotur, who is always supporting, not only because I am his wife, but also as a chief of the institution. He likes to improve the institution and encourage our students for such activities so that when they go out of this institution, they will excel. Thank you, sir. I welcome you, sir. I welcome Dr. Vishnubhat, sir, Director, Medical Research, who is president of our Innovation Council. And sir is always guiding us, helping us in each endeavor. I welcome you, sir. And our Dean HPE, my friend Dr. Mahalakshmi, she is the one who always there for our support. I welcome you, madam. And Vice President Dr. Rajan, he is in our advisory board and time to time he advises us. I welcome you, Dr. Rajan. I welcome all head of the institutions who have made it convenient to attend this program from their busy schedule. I welcome our external member, Anand Sagar. He is always there, and I always going to look to you, sir. I welcome you, sir. I want you to guide our Innovation Council maybe in the coming years when our students come out with some startup procedures. That time they may need some finance advice. That time I will be looking at you, sir. Welcome you, sir. I welcome all head of the departments. I welcome all our faculty members, my friends, and very importantly, my all students who are so enthusiastic and who are joining with their own enthusiasm. And I will like to announce it here that 75 students have sent feedback that they will like to join Innovation Council. So this is a good startup what we have actually. We started this Innovation Council only in last month. Maybe on 22nd we inaugurated, and since then our students are conducting this. But today it is a special occasion. Our Women Empowerment Cell is also jointly joining this particular celebration. And we want to felicitate our woman entrepreneur who is so who is marching so fast, and I express my sincere thanks to Vasanthi for joining us. I welcome one and all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I feel humble to invite our Dean Sir, Dr. P.F. Couture, to give opening remarks and also to felicitate our guest speaker. Over to you, sir.
A very good morning to one and all over here. Indeed, today is an auspicious day. Let me first wish you all a happy Onam. On this auspicious day, I must congratulate both the Institutional Innovation Cell and the Women Empowerment who have jointly organized this webinar by a suitable, appropriate person on this occasion. Now, just for the information of our esteemed resource person, Mrs. Vasanthi, what I like to say is, I can say that, with quite a lot of pride, that only a few medical colleges in the country probably have ventured into establishing the institutional innovation cell. And we have done it. I'm very happy about it. I must congratulate Dr. Bhatt and Pushpa's team. Wonderful they have been doing. And there has been no looking back after, I think it was last month only it started, and they have already half a dozen programs done. And a lot of enthusiasm is shown by the students. And all these programs are organized by the students for the students. That's a wonderful thing that has been happening. I'm very happy as the head of the institution. And of course, our women empowerment has been vibrant over here, and it is World Entrepreneurship Day today. And especially as the convener, Dr. Pushpa said, the the PM has sanctioned 1,625 crores for the special women entrepreneurs this year, probably. Now, the theme of this Women Entrepreneurs Day today is let's learn a lesson from lessons learned from the pandemic. Of course, this pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, has taught each and every citizen our lesson. But everybody has learned a lesson of life, rather I can say. These kind of pandemics happen. We know that once in a at least once in one century, and they teach us something like what you call it as a new normal. It is inevitable. You can't do anything. You have to get adjusted yourself. But one thing that I can see is the first-hand experience of COVID. We may not be able to have another one in our lifetime because it is going to come only after quite a long time. See, it has fast forwarded everything, every activity, everything on this earth has been fast forwarded. As regards the technology is concerned, it is fast forwarded 5 years ahead. Like what could have been achieved, which difficulty in the next 5-10 years has been achieved so fast, because necessity is the mother of invention. And I'm just from the perspective of the medical colleges, all the teachers got transformed into overnight into so many of these technologies, so many of these virtual learning, online teaching learning, which otherwise were hesitant earlier. In the month of February 2020, they were hesitant. Now here in 2021, everybody is technology. It's a wonderful achievement. It has overnight, it has been possible. So this is the challenge or a disaster of pandemic has been converted into a kind of opportunity. This is what we can look at this, that is a way, because you have to accept it. There is no other way, I said. And now to our today's speaker, I just went through her, this one, a wonderful thing. She is closely related to our health science or medical science, wonderful, excellent. And she has 12 patents to her credit, probably in such a relatively young age, the person has achieved so much and she has got so many awards. Of course, Lakshmi Jatia will be giving her a detailed introduction about her before she speaks. But overall, the why I just like to justify appropriate person who has been invited over here. She's an entrepreneur, she's related to her field, and she has a lot of message to give to our young students. What's a wonderful thing, what can be done. And she's a multifaceted personality. She has done a lot of experience of work in translation research. And overall, the two main important things which are a problem for the mankind, the cancer and infertility. One is creating a new life, another one is sustaining it, by the hassles, by the obstacles they come. So her focused area of research is on these two things. And certainly we look forward not only for this, even after the webinar, I'm sure Pushpa said that over 75-80 students have already come forward, have enrolled, and something is going to happen over here. I must at this point of time thank our management, our Honorable Chancellor, Honorable members of the Board of Management for giving an appropriate impetus force for us, all of us, to go ahead with this. That is our most thing. Of course, our research man of AVMC, Dr. Bhatt, is over here. So all this, everything comes under his umbrella. So the right man is there to push it. So I'm sure that AVMC will certainly create a kind of a name and a brand of its own in this field. And I must not forget the main person, main pull, elephant pull, which Dr. Manivannan is giving. Manivannan is the one from our university which has been entrusted to mentor this institutional innovation cell. And probably he's the one who probably identified Dr. Vasanthi. I think, yes, I'm correct. So yes, certainly, madam, I am telling you with no exaggeration, with open hearts, I welcome you here on this platform, share your wonderful experience, first-hand experience, so that our all students get motivated, inspired, and get a benefit out of your experience. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share some thoughts on this occasion. I must acknowledge with great pride the presence of my friend and our esteemed member, Dr. Mr. Anand Sagar, here in this. He has been a default person, and we are all waiting, our students are waiting for to get guided from him when the new startups will be coming. So I thank once again, I thank you for being a part of this excellent program. Thank you very much, Jyoti.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words and for sharing your thoughts of experience, sir. Thank you. Now I welcome Dr. Lakshmi Jatia, HOD Department of Physiology and General Secretary of Women Empowerment Cell AVMCH to introduce our guest speaker, Mrs. Vasanthi Palanivel. Over to you, madam.
Good morning. To celebrate World Entrepreneurs Day, we cannot have a better person than Mrs. Vasanthi Palanivel. An entrepreneur herself, she is co-founder and chief scientific officer of Seragen Biotherapeutics Private Limited. She is a biotechnology graduate with 20 years of experience in the field of cell biology with special interest in stem cell biology and regenerative medicine applications integrated with nanotechnology and bioinformatics. Mrs. Palanivel is a PhD student of JSS University, Mysore. She has worked extensively in stem cell banking sector from DCGI licensing, deriving and implementing SOPs and managing stem cell banking and developing personalized therapies. She is also working on adding new value added services to the contract clinical research services with 10 years of experience in translational research. She's mainly focusing on developing and implementing therapeutics and diagnostics for infertility and cancer. She's the first inventor of 12 patents and principal investigator of 3 projects funded by Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, and Government of Karnataka. She has received 2 research grants for developing novel semen transportation medium, Seragen, which was started with a noble mission of empowering health professionals to contribute and collaborate for a healthier tomorrow, was awarded Most Promising Startup Award, and Seragen also figured in the list of 100 companies that received Elevate 2019 Research Grant, a program of Government of Karnataka organized by IT, Information Technology, Biotechnology, and Science and Technology. Seragen is winner of Shri Shakti COVID Challenge, which are jointly organized by UN Women and my government, that is a Government of India initiative. They have recognized Seragen COVID product as promising solutions. Congratulations, ma'am, for all your achievements and wishing you many more laurels.
Thank you.
With these words, I present to you Mrs. Vasanthi Palanivel. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean sir and Pushpa ma'am, for the wonderful introduction and so kind introduction. And it is my honor to be here in front of you. And so with this, I would like to start the small lecture, and hope you all are able to see the presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So good morning, everybody. Firstly, I would like to thank Dean Sir, AVMC Institution, Dr. Pushpa Kotur Madam, Professor Obstetric and Gynecology, President of Women Empowerment Cell, and Convener IIC AVMC for having me here. It is good to connect with all of.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I think you can zoom in somewhat, ma'am. It is zoomed in, ma'am. Half of the screen. Yes, ma'am. Now it's fine. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Thank you.
okay, sure. It's always very motivating to discuss or have any interaction with the students, and good to connect with all of you here. And it's really a good news that your institution is rethinking medical student entrepreneurship education. So you all are lucky to be here where you are at this time. Recently, I had to interview a candidate who wanted to do internship at Seragen. His question to me was, I'm an Indian medical student. How do I get into entrepreneurship? Starting any business requires effort and patience. Success does not happen overnight. So just don't overlook the most critical ingredient, which is passion. The more passionate you are, the easier it will be to get your project off the ground and turn it into a viable business. Passion is energy, and you should feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. The truth that is the truth is that everyone has a passion, or more than one, even if you don't yet know what it is. Our purpose here on earth is to discover it. Many people don't believe that you can turn what you love into a viable business enterprise, but you can. In fact, the best business are built on passion. It just takes some planning, soul searching, and yes, hard work, of course. When you believe in something, the force of your convictions will spark other people's interest and motivate them to help you achieve your goals. This is essential to success. Each doctor who decides to practice is an entrepreneur, but I guess you want to be the entrepreneur. To become an entrepreneur, you need to have a lot of empathy. If you can relate to people around you and observe keenly, you are taking the first steps. So what is the problems which you want to solve? How many people face this problem? How do you
You're muted now.
Ma'am, you're muted.
Yeah, muted.
Ma'am, you're not hearing. Yes, ma'am. Now can you talk, ma'am? You're unmuted.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was telling, so you should look around the people around you and understand what are the problems which you want to solve. How many people face this problem? How do you intend to solve the problem? What skill sets or experience you have to solve this problem? And what kind of support do you require? What other skill sets or team members you need to partner with? Asking above questions will force your brain to focus on becoming an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs also evaluate the present available solutions and think how they can make them better. Now, as an MBBS student, you must be reading a lot. Start reading about entrepreneurship also. There are a couple of books I would like to mention or quote here. So, Lean Startup by Eric Ries is a good place to start, and read books by Atul Gawande if you wish to do something in healthcare. So, what is entrepreneurship and how to become a successful entrepreneur? Entrepreneurship is the art of starting a business, basically a startup company offering creative products, processes, or services. An entrepreneur is a creator or a designer who designs new ideas and business processes according to the market requirements and his or her own passion. So Peter Drucker defines an entrepreneur as a one who always searches for change, responds to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. Innovation is a specific tool of entrepreneurs, the means by which they exploit change as an opportunity for a different business or service. So developing an entrepreneurial mindset doesn't feel like a natural or easy thing to do. There are challenges: keeping customers happy, making money, managing money, etc. So if you are considering becoming an entrepreneur, there are several essential skill sets that you can develop to increase your entrepreneurial success. These skill sets can be broken down into three groups: entrepreneurship skills, technical skills, and management skills. Entrepreneurial skills which involve inner discipline, ability to take a risk, innovative and change orientation. Why do entrepreneurs take risks? In a world that's changing so quickly, the biggest risk you can take is not taking any risk. Taking risk is the way to create opportunity and progress. When an entrepreneur takes certain risks, then they become leaders in their world. So innovation is it's an introduction of novelty in a given market or industry, such as new products, services, methods, and sources of supply or organization. Innovation doesn't always mean creating something new. Innovators often take something that already exists, improves it, change it, make it better, and make it the best for their customers. Innovative ideas are what will make a startup competition. So change-oriented leadership is another quality because the world is changing so rapidly that change-oriented leadership is essential. A change-oriented leader tries to promote exploration of new and be hidden potential in people, things, or situations. Change-oriented leaders work towards a better future, but they may not know at the outset what the future is. When it comes to technical skills, these skills are which are those skills necessary to produce the business product or service, like communication skills. Communication is a way to make interaction between people. Communication skills will assist entrepreneurs in sharing their ideas, which is very, very important, and present them clearly. So research and development also includes activities that companies undertake to innovate and introduce new products and services. So it is often the first stage in the development process. The goal is typically to take new products and services to the market. The R&D cycle begins with ideation and theorizing, followed by research and exploration, and then into design and development. So the next comes the most important skill is management skills. An entrepreneur must possess certain managerial skills. Marketing skills is something which is vital process for entrepreneurs because no venture can become established and grow without a customer market. The process of acquiring and retaining customers is at the core of marketing. Finance is entrepreneurial finance is the study of value and resource allocation applied to new ventures. It addresses key questions which challenge all entrepreneurs. How much money can and should be raised? When should it be raised and from whom? What is a reasonable valuation of the startup and how should funding contracts and exit decisions to be structured? The demand for healthcare comes from the desire of the consumer to gain good health. Most people prefer being healthy to being sick. Another factor that makes healthcare different from most other goods and services is that it is simultaneously an investment. The money consumer spends on being healthy today will also benefit the consumer in the future. So another key characteristic of healthcare is that demand is relatively inelastic. So if a consumer is sick and requires medical care, the consumer will purchase healthcare services at almost any price. The consumer's ability to purchase healthcare is ultimately limited by the consumer's income, but consumers are likely to trade off spending on many other products to purchase the medical care needed from either domestic or international market. That is how medical tourism is booming, and India is recognized as one of the most important place for this medical tourism. Inefficiency in healthcare workflow, need for emergency response teams, and inadequate volume and distribution of medical resources also drives the demand. This is where the opportunity lies in. So the improved solutions addressing all these gaps are the areas of innovation where you can look into. Do you know world's largest taxi company owns no taxis, which is Uber? Largest accommodation provider, Airbnb, owns no real estate. Largest phone companies own no telecommunications infrastructure like Skype, WeChat. World's most valuable retailer has no inventory. Alibaba is well known. Most popular media owner, which is Facebook, creates no content on their own. The fastest growing bank, Society One, has no actual money. World's largest movie house, Netflix, owns no cinema. Largest software vendors don't write the apps like Apple and Google. Not only is this disruption the creative destruction, it reaps unprecedented. It is accelerating exponentially. It is happening faster and faster just because of digital disruption. So the development of digital solutions has also accelerated alongside adoption. Solutions have scaled up at unprecedented speed. Based on these dynamics, investors have scaled up their level of investment in startups. The industry is transforming and it is happening fast and fast. From mobile technology to the Internet of Things, virtual reality to decision making, supercomputers, technology continues to rapidly move from the fringes of practice to the medical mainstream. You can see this trend is shifting for the next decade, which is evident. More patients are coming for healthcare services, more technologies are available, more information is available in the form of data, the patient as the ultimate consumer, and development of a different delivery model is being standardized, and the innovation is driven by competition and increasing costs and increasing number of uninsured, less pay for providers, and the continued need for a healthcare system. All these are driving the shifting of trends for the next decade. The pressures placed on national healthcare systems by the recent demographic and epidemiological transitions are amplified by the growing demands of an increasingly educated and affluent population for high quality healthcare. So many translational health practices persist alongside the integration of new medical and digital technologies and pharmaceutical products, presenting effective and economic treatment protocols, care coordination, disease and risk management, more integrated and sustainable care. Pocket-sized ultrasound devices that cost 50 times less than machines in hospitals, and this can be connected to your phone, and virtual reality that speeds healing in rehabilitation, and artificial intelligence that's better than medical experts at spotting lung tumors. So these are few examples and innovations which are defining the healthcare for the next decade. So striving to bring the power of robotic assisted surgery to more people than ever before with digital surgery solutions and enhanced surgical care. These are some of the innovations now transforming medicine at a remarkable pace. No one can predict the future, but it can at least be glimpsed in these innovations and concepts discussed. I had an opportunity to meet with a group of doctors. I heard about the challenges they face and the questions they have about the rapidly changing business environment for new doctors. Given the current economic challenges faced by many countries across the globe, the notion of engendering greater entrepreneurial activity has become a prominent goal for many national governments. So they have created a suitable ecosystem to empower people with right ideas and approach, which are empowered adequately. Incubation centers and accelerators are created to support infrastructure requirements, mentoring, and IP and regulatory guidance. Adequate funding support is available from state and central government funding agencies, and human resources are available in the form of interns. Since we have learned the skills needed to become a successful entrepreneur, we can now answer the question, are entrepreneurs born or made? Some people may be born with genetic traits that help them become successful entrepreneurs, but this doesn't mean that unless you possess these traits, you will not become a successful entrepreneur. We are in a time where everything is in the hand and you can learn and acquire skills to become a successful entrepreneur. Just keep learning and believe me, entrepreneurs can be made. The rigors of medical school are abundant. Still, some medical students find time amid the heavy workload to pursue their passion to improve healthcare through innovation. Effective med student entrepreneurs have these traits, which is instinct. There are some aspects of a successful innovator that simply cannot be taught, just as some medical students have more of a natural aptitude for surgery. It is the same thing with entrepreneurship also. So you have to be in some respects pre-wired to do this, and we can teach you the skills to get it done. And you should have the right vision. The problem solving is a skill that is necessary to succeed in a clinical capacity. It is also essential to flourishing in a business capacity. It is how you see the world. Do you see problems or opportunities? Do you see the destination or the journey? How do you deal with failure and barriers? How good are you at networking and learning the hidden curriculum? How good are you at improvising and being creative? So you should have enough energy to understand and answer all these questions. So time is a commodity, and in medical schools, there is not much of it. That is one of the biggest challenges towards pursuing entrepreneurship during medical school. Make sure that you get the knowledge, skills, and abilities and develop the competencies that you need that are practically possible given the time and effort required to be a successful medical student. You should also have these people skills. At any level of innovation, the people around you can be an asset. For medical student entrepreneurs, I would recommend seeking opportunities and opinions outside of your medical school. Do your best to integrate and connect to the local ecosystem. Whether it's digital health or biopharma or medtech, most major cities have these bioclusters and science associations that you need to take advantage of. You need to get off the campus to do that. The next important trait is desire. In starting a venture, there will be setbacks. Those will far outnumber the instances in which one succeeds, particularly early on. The ability to absorb and rise above negative development is the key. Fundamentally, you have to be strongly internally motivated to do this. It's very hard. It takes a lot of persistence. If you don't have that inner voice egging you on, it's pretty easy to get discouraged and quit. But believe me, as a non-medico, when I can do, you can very well do it and succeed. Happy Entrepreneurship Day. Thank you. I'm available for questions. We can discuss about my journey.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your most inspiring words. We are really inspired by your words that every doctor who decides to practice is an entrepreneur. Hope this will enable our students to take risks to create a way for success in achieving a better digital health. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Any queries can be posted in chat box, which can be taken up by madam.
They can ask also no, directly.
Yes.
If
Any
they are
queries or clarifications?
Yeah, I would like to give a very brief about like if anybody has any idea, they will always have, okay, where to start. To form a venture, you need basically three things: infrastructure, funding, and resources. Today, infrastructure is available in the form of incubators and accelerators. Capital is available in the form of seed funding, grants from funding agencies, and you get enough of interns, multidisciplinary interns, depends on your idea. So you get all these available at your pace. Like whenever you have any idea, you just have to work around these aspects so that the venture can be structured properly. So for about 1 or 2 years, the funding and the infrastructure support from incubation centers will really help you to establish your idea from idea to proof of concept stage or the alpha prototype. Then follow on funding or venture capitalist can feed for further development. So just that first step of identifying the place, identifying the right funding, and talking to the peer groups is very, very important. Most important is talk to your mentors, talk to your teachers, and just express your idea and get it discussed and get inputs from your mentors and add value to the idea and shape it up. So this is what I just wanted to emphasize.
Any questions from students? Other participants?
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Yes, ma'am.
It was very nice listening to especially that matrix you had shown and how this innovation thing goes in a stepwise fashion, like how learning any skill goes in a stepwise fashion, even entrepreneurship and innovation goes in that fashion. Can you please describe the DNA of an innovator? What is in their DNA which makes them very different?
Just the trust, ma'am. I believe in my idea. That's it. So that is the central dogma. Like when I conceptualize something, that instinct, that first trait I just discussed. So that instinct will tell you, okay, this is because you would have definitely done all the background work, whether this problem is really existing and there are enough of people and the problem is really, really bothering a lot of people, the total accessible market for this particular problem is really huge. So when you have done that background work, and then because this is your baby, that instinct will definitely drive you. So that's all about it.
And also attitude of the person to look at the problem, that how I can really help in this particular, in solving this particular problem.
So it's a curiosity matters. The
Yes.
curiosity is there already with the students. So the curiosity leads to creativity. What Dr. Vasanthi Palanivel very well said, in the sense that you have got that instinct, the passion for entrepreneurship must be there. In fact, for information, Madam Dr. Mahalakshmi ma'am, only 10% of the students are moving towards entrepreneurship. Not all 100% going for entrepreneurship, only 10%. So again, Madam is very well said, and Dr. Pushpa Kotu has also given right thing. So it's again, it's all the intuition, what you have got in your mind, accordingly it goes.
Yeah. But other thing what came out from the talk also, it is not only your intuition or instinct which you need to back up on, and what Madam was telling, what you think as the need for the society. But I think what lesson I learned from this talk is perseverance, Madam. Like you have to hold on to your idea, and it is your baby, and you need to pursue come what may in your path. I think that was the thing which was most appealing.
Definitely.
Taking your own example itself. That is what I would take.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam.
Mrs. Vasanthi, why don't you tell a little bit about your journey, how you started?
Yes, ma'am. So as part of my work experience, I had to handle blood and blood products for cell culture and for therapy purpose and all. So that is when I just had to characterize all these proteins and see. So like because at that time all these recombinant proteins available in the form of injections and everything was little expensive. So we like, okay, when this is available from blood, why can't we use blood and derive these proteins and concentrate, and we can give it in the form of drug and all that. This is how the whole thing was conceptualized. So we have been like working on, and then like accidentally, like when we have used the patient's own serum for culturing stem cells from eye at Aravind Eye Hospital, the cells grew up very well and all that. So okay, then we observed, and then okay, this is really great. So we don't have to buy expensive allogenic stuff, and we still can use the patient's own blood, and the source is unlimited. So this like how much ever the scalability will not be a problem in the long run. So all these things we figured out. And then I had to move to Bangalore from Madurai. Then we were like working on stem cell banking. Then I had an opportunity to meet one of my friends who was struggling to conceive and all that. So we discussed about her condition, and then we understood the nature of requirement. So the particular tissue of uterus needs to be strengthened, the quality needs to be addressed. So why don't we use the same approach? Why don't we concentrate these proteins from your blood, which has all these regenerative capacity? So that is how we conceptualize this autologous blood-based growth factors for regeneration. So we tried, and this friend of mine got conceived while she was recommended to go for surrogacy, at least for about by four plus fertility experts uh, in Bangalore. So that motivated me. Okay, this field is something which the need is definitely there, and the patients are struggling, and why don't I start something and develop something? So that instinct, or that idea of, okay, the blood is something which is available, and we will not have any issue in sourcing the raw material. So definitely, if we standardize something out of it, if we make a product out of a patient's own blood with minimal blood volume, definitely this is going to be like beneficial for most of the patients struggling to conceive. So that is how this whole thing started. Then we started a pilot study. We met fertility experts. We discussed this idea, and then there are few conditions where even pharma did not have any solutions. So we discussed with the fertility experts, and they agreed for a pilot study. Then we took all the regulatory clearances, and we conducted pilot study across multiple places. Then we started seeing the results. From there, we started improving the formulation, and today we have completed about 5,000 patients. We have seen the maximum fertility and the live birth rate. So this is about it. And in between, definitely we have faced a lot of challenges. And fortunately, when I was doing the when I was searching for my co-founder, like, I am hardcore technical person, so I believe like a person who can really like good at administration and mentoring in terms of other aspects, I would need that support. So I discussed this with my another friend of mine, and I just bounced this off to him, and he immediately said, yes, definitely we can do this, I'll help you out. So that is how we just joined, teamed up, and then started Seragen. So Seragen is a startup India and startup Karnataka recognized startup today, and with servicing more than 100 plus IVF experts across multiple states. And we are here today.
Roughly, how many percentage of these startups become entrepreneurship?
uh, at least in in our incubation center, Bangalore Bio Innovation Center, we have about 40 startups. I get to see like 4 or 5 years before, I was able to see like 10-20% of the startups are graduating and moving out, like in a span of 5 years. But today we are able to see a lot of that percentage has definitely increased. 35 to 45% of the startups are graduating and moving out for larger space. This is because of the clarity in terms of regulatory clearances, and the biotech space is definitely attracting more investors and the funding support, and government also have lot of initiatives in terms of helping the startups. So both the government of Karnataka and government of India had a lot of schemes, and I think, I'm sure like now government of Andhra Pradesh and many other states also like coming out with their own state level startup empowerment. So with this, I'm seeing the trend is like going upwards, about 40-45% of the startups. are becoming a real successful venture?
Actually, what was noticed, I was listening to one. Dipan Shah is Assistant Director of Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell. He was telling that within first 5 years, 50% of startups, they died. And that's why actually they started this innovation councils at various higher education institutes. So
Yes.
that gave them idea to support these startups. So government
Actually,
is doing
as
lot many things nowadays to support these startups. They want that
Yes.
Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Correct. So as an insider, I would call this startup failure as a shift from, I mean, little bit shift from the success, or are taking another route. Like they may not pursue their first idea, rather they would have closed it, discontinuing the first idea, and then they would have moved it to the next idea, or they would have changed the company name of the company or name of the venture for some strategic reasons. But the failure as like losing money or completely winding off the venture is really less today, because of this funding agencies and soft loans and many other funding supports. Actually they are surviving.
Actually, a lot of funding is available now. That is main attractive part of this.
Yes.
Anybody else? One message is there.
One question
Yes,
is
sir.
there, ma'am. Question is there in the chat
Chat
box.
box, we have a question, ma'am. What are your comments on balancing ethical issues in medical entrepreneurship?
Ethical issues, when we have started this as translational research, when we had to translate our product, we initially we never had any clarity on the line of product where it was like classified. So we had to discuss with the DCGI ICMR very closely, and understood that we fit in as point of care services. So where complete detailed information about the procedure needs to be explained to the patient, and the transparency of the treatment and the benefits and risks are to be clearly explained to the patient. So with this, and we always consciously kept it as minimally invasive procedures with maximum benefit, because the group of patients we handle are like very sensitive and coming with lot of pain and trauma for about at least about like 10 years of not having child and all this stuff. So we don't want to be another burden for them. So we just kept everything so minimal so all the patients could be benefited.
Anand, you had some questions?
Yeah. I again, I'll come to the journey that Dr. Palanivel has gone through. But when you, one of the comments was perseverance is a very important quality that an entrepreneur should have, or an innovator should have. So if you look at the iPod, I don't know how many of the students here have heard of the iPod, because this may be a thing of the older generation. But Tony Fadell was an American inventor that actually was the original inventor of the iPod. When he took it to Bill Gates looked at it and said, "This is another hard drive." And it really stayed, he poo-pooed it, and so it went away. Person, Tony Fadell, Steve Jobs. Steve saw that as a game changer, and that was actually the product that turned around Apple. And has made
Your voice is breaking, Anand.
Now, so sorry again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now it is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, Tony
Again breaking.
And
you put your video off and talk. maybe it will be better.
Maybe the network is not good. Network problem.
Anand, you are there?
Yes, to unmute. Sir, please unmute, sir. Sagar, sir, unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
We can hear. You put your video off and speak. Probably.
Yeah, I haven't muted myself. Hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, some of it keeps. I think my network is not very stable.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah. Sorry, the question I had for Dr. Palanivel is, during her journey, what were those challenges, times when you were on the verge of giving up, and yet you persisted, and then you saw success. Can you describe some of that for those people that might where the seeds of innovation are being sown in the minds of our students?
Yes, sir. When I had struggled, the maximum struggle I faced was during the regulatory challenges. So regulatory approvals. So we have developed the product and validated, and we have done all multiple pilot studies, but we couldn't really understand because these are point of care services. So we didn't understand where to fit this product in the DCGI approval category. So that is when we had spent maximum time, because DCGI was little on and off, and sometimes they respond, and we had to keep talking to them and understand. So we had to make multiple visits to Delhi, and some days without meeting people also we have returned back. So those were times okay, if I don't have regulatory approvals, I cannot translate my product to my end customer. So should I have to do this, or should I take similar approved product and pursue that, or what? So that is when I was really struggling to give this thing, but fortunately we were able to find someone who can help us with approvals and the state FDA approval for our kit, and we moved on. So in fact, a few patients, they came forward and were encouraging me, okay, madam, if required, we can come in person and with you to Delhi and explain our progress, or how we were able to have a family today, and how we were successfully without adoption or surrogacy, how your product helped us to conceive, and we have our baby today. If required, you let us know. To that extent, because this is a little emotional category, patients were also willing to help me, but we found the right consultant at the right time, and then he helped us to get the approvals. And yes, so
Mm-hmm.
yes, because
thank you. Because sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so because it's the fertility category, even investors were keen to invest. So we had investors, and the terms and everything were ready, but the approval was not there. So I was oh, I'm going to miss this opportunity. And again, to get to this level, I will have to struggle for 2 or 3 more years, But fortunately, everything fell in place because we kept on pursuing it, and we I just said, no, at any cost we are going to get this approval, let us try. So finally we got it.
Yeah, no, it's the reason I bring that up is right at the beginning you said one of the key requirements is to believe in yourself. Yes. So at these moments of frustration, you have to be able to dig into that part of you and inspire yourself and not give up, which is what Tony Fadell did. So no, thank you for that.
Yes, so the moment we started seeing pregnancies and live birth and patients' testimonial in person, we knew that product is working and absolutely safe, and our babies were like healthy and there were no complications, and it was very easy to incorporate into the routine medical procedures or IVF or gynec procedures. So that is what made us to like, our product is working, patients are getting benefited. Just because there is one gap in the regulatory side, we cannot stop this. Let us pursue this. So we moved on.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Are there any more queries from the participants? Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your inspiring words.
And there are some tips on the slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Faculty and students can just look at that.
Dr. But sir, please. Yesterday, I think the MO has been signed here in Chennai office. Probably Madam will be getting on Monday, Dr. Vasanthi Palanivel. I think,
Yes.
yeah. So that's information. Our AVMC and VMRF and Seragen Therapeutic Private Limited got MO yesterday signed. So it is shared, and probably by next week we are getting it, sir.
Yeah, it is signed centrally. Probably AVMC also has to sign.
I think it's VMRF, I think.
Okay, maybe if at the university level they are signed.
Yeah, university level only. I only signed yesterday because I was here yesterday and there was an instruction for me. So I signed and sent across.
Thank you. Thank you.
No. I must thank to you, sir.
Thank you for all your support, sir. It is really like a great honor to have signed MOU with VMRF, and happy to work with all of you, sir.
With AVMC, because Dr. Vishnu Bhatt, Dr. Kotur Madam, and a lot of young doctors are waiting to have a meaningful interaction with you, Madam. It's a long way to go, and we can do a lot of difference with respect to various innovations and those things with respect to medical, medtech. Yeah.
Yes.
These tips can be given to all the participants so that they can follow.
That can be shared, I think. It is a stock copy. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mrs. Vasanthi, it was really, I'm Dr. Dean speaking. It was really a very good, you have simplified and told our students, certainly many of them will get motivated. And just now Dr. Manivandan is telling, we're all looking forward, our students and the faculty are looking forward to have some kind of a collaboration with you. We are open.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. I have given my contact details on the last slide. So students can email or WhatsApp me or talk to me for any of their queries, or if they want to start up, that is fine.
One more information yesterday, Mrs. Vasanthi gave me, that there are some interns who go and work there, hands-on experience. They train them in this whatever genetic this thing, their molecular biology level they are working. For that, they can be trained. That's what she was telling. So any medical students or faculty, if they are interested, they can go.
Ma'am, you're muted, ma'am. Ma'am, you're muted, ma'am. Yes.
She is working in that field. No, there are some interns who are working there already. Hands-on experience they are getting, so they can train our faculty as well as any UG, PG student. Those who are interested can definitely ship with her. So
yeah,
that,
Madam Vasanthi has agreed to start a startup in our AVMC campus.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we are looking for that, and I think it will help our students also get trained.
Yes. Sure, sir. Definitely.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I invite Dr. Vishnu Bhatt,
on paper back, sir.
Director Medical Research, AVMC, and President, Institutional Innovation Council, to give summary and closing remarks. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Our respected speaker for today, Madam Vasanthi Palanivel, and our Dean, Director Industries, Dr. Palanivel, Dr. Manivannan, and Dr. Ananda Sagar, who has joined us from USA, Madam Kotur and Madam Mahalakshmi. It is a great pleasure, with happiness I have listened to the talk, and it is inspirational, not only for me, for our students also. With the young students, we also feel young sometimes because we have to work with them. And the occasion of Happy Onam and Women's Empowerment Day, World's Entrepreneurs Day, many things on the same day, and it's a great day for us. And Madam has talked and discussed with us in our earlier in the meetings, and she has, as I told, agreed to start a startup in our campus so that it will help many of our students and faculty to continue the activities. And you may give some new ideas, and she can handhold you and take it further. And she has rightly said, instinct is most important. Then your vision, your energy, your skill, your all adds up to that. Unless you have interest and perseverance, nothing can be achieved. So basically, you should have some instinct, internal instinct, and you should try to develop it. And obviously, people will come in your way to help you. So sometimes you may fail, doesn't matter, because we are all human beings. Everything cannot succeed. So there will be failures, but definitely there will be some success also. So demand and opportunity, which she had stressed. So you should look at the demand. Whatever your entrepreneurship you want to do, there should be demand. There is no point in doing so. Suppose if you make a refrigerator and want to sell it in Antarctica, there will be no takers because the temperature is so cold. Similarly, if you want to sell heater, we have to sell it in a place where demand is there. So you have to look for demand. As Madam has said, there were many people who are infertile, who had problems. She understood the problem, worked toward it, and of course, the regulatory body and other issues had come because she is not in the medical field. So otherwise, she would have learned how to work. One of the ways, maybe you could have put somebody in the medical field also in your team, then probably it would have been worked better, because you are coming from another line, entirely from research background, how the medical ethics and the regulatory bodies work, sometimes you may not understand. Because working with machine is one thing, putting them to human being and practicing is another thing. So I'm sure that she has given a very good idea and some points for our students and faculty members to take it forward. And we are all there to help you. But of course, the origin of idea should come from the students and faculty, and definitely we'll help you to take it forward. We do not require any credit from your achievements. We will always help you and push you forward so that you will bring up many things in the future. So once again, I thank you, Madam Vasanthi Palanivel, for talking, and keep talking to our students. Since you have given your number and email, I'm sure that they will correspond with you. They may have some ideas. Since they want to do patenting, they may not want to divulge their ideas. They will discuss in personal level.
Sure.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Aarti, Assistant Professor of Forensic Medicine and IPR Coordinator and member of Women Empowerment Cell, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Jyoti. Good afternoon to all. As all good things comes to an end, so is the webinar. On behalf of the Women Empowerment Cell and the Institutional Innovation Council, I take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks to those who have directly or indirectly contributed to this webinar, from dreams to passion to entrepreneurship. So at the onset, I would like to thank our guest speaker, Ms. Vasanthi. We are really inspired by your talk, ma'am. Your talk on instinct, vision, energy, and the desire, the most important. That was really encouraging. But the best part I liked was the last 20 minutes discussion that we had, where you told your experience, how you came up with this idea and how you pushed forward it. And we keep thinking and we keep hearing about in podcast and YouTube that, like, people fight through resistance, but really the resistance, such as, like, the regulatory bodies that create and their persistence in it, that was really motivating. And in the end, something that I really carried as a very valuable tool is that where you said about the empathy, that is, it was not the cost of the product that we were interested in. We were interested in getting the aim and objective or the goal that we had for it to be fulfilled. That's what was important to us. So that was very encouraging. And I hope our students also come in contact with you on that. Your internship program, which you have, and of course, the MOU that you have get in with us. Thank you so much for all that. And once again, ma'am, thank you to find time during your busy schedule and enlightening us with your experience. And happy to have you here as a part of Women Empowerment Cell and as a part of Institution Innovation Council. I must give all my gratefulness today to the university heads also, who have introduced this concept of innovation, entrepreneurship, and startups. Again, the ministry also. Into medical field, which is very important. As ma'am has already said, we need to go to a wholesome approach. And for that, this is really important. I have to thank the university for that. I thank our beloved Dean, Professor P.F. Kotur. His leading supervision and inspiration in every point of time in the college is encouraging. And he's like a go-to person to us. So thank you, sir, for being that and always be that for us, go-to person. And a warm thanks to Dr. Mahalakshmi, our Dean HPE, for being the superwoman of academics and making all things work in perfect synchronicity. Today we had Onam celebrations going on and we have a webinar, and she made that all these things happen and just in half a day. So thank you, ma'am, for being that and doing that for us. Setting aside his experience and support for conducting the program and everything, his charisma and smile of Dr. Vishnu Bhatt. So sir is always there, and if we are having any glitch, all we have to do is look at sir, and his smile and a nod will make us go further. So thank you, sir, for doing that to all our members. Even Dr. Jyoti is smiling over that for that. Thank you, sir. I'm thankful to our medical superintendent, Dr. Deepa, our vice principal, Dr. Rajan, and our vice principal students affairs, Dr. Arnachalam, for their motivation and support. My sincere thanks to all our external members, including Dr. Manivannan and Dr. Anand Sagar, for their kind support, advice, and guidance. Okay, and as Dr. P.F. Kotur said, and Pushpa Kotur ma'am also said, that we are all eager to work with you and learn from you. I mean, we are in different field, you are in different field, and we really are like looking at something like a child sees a new doll. That's what we are all right today. A warm-hearted thanks to the organizing committee and the students for their unflinching support and enthusiasm and coordination. A special thanks to our Pushpa Kotur ma'am for making things happen. She pushes us all and she always brings the best out of us. She's a creative thinker too, and I realized it yesterday. So, and the proof of it is in our invitation cards, the logo, that just shows it all. Thanks to Dr. Jyoti for hosting the program today and helping us organizing it all. Dr. Kumar for encouraging the students to be a part of it, and Mr. George for designing and doing the backstage work. So they have all been the limb for today's program to be a success. My heartfelt thanks to all the participants for paying attention and learning from us. We are also learning, and it's a great journey, and we have all begun it together this year, and hope we all continue and you also pick it up in the long run. Thank you all. For our next meeting on next week, we have Dr. Hoti, and he's going to talk about the patent, IPR. And we all hope you all join us for the next meeting too. Thank you all.
And cheers for whole team of IIC and WEC.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I share
And
our
Lakshmi,
Onam celebration pictures on the screen, madam?
please, please.
Yeah, ma'am, the Rangoli is perfect. So yes, we would like to see it.
Who
You can also tell who got the award.
that I don't know, sir. We have to ask
Actually-
Lakshmi madam, because she was the one. No, not this. 1 second. Yeah. Are we seeing?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right.
Very nice.
This is one, and that was by team faculty, myself, Dr. Lakshmi, and others. This is by our students. No. Okay, one, and
Cannot open.
1 second.
Non-clinical people also
Yeah,
had one.
our office people are also. Yeah, this is one more. And okay, this is one group of students who had made. They started at 8 o'clock in the morning and they went on till 10 o'clock. And they also had small cultural program to go with this. This is one of the student groups. It's actually not in PPT. It is actually I'm directly opening from mail.
It takes time.
It is taking time to load.
The judges must have had a tough time in selecting.
Yeah, sir. So this is, I think, was one dancing girl.
Oh, lovely.
When you are seeing from the other side, it looked like a girl who was dancing. That was very creative of them to do that. Okay, one more, the last picture, I think. This was a group who did this Kolam and also performed traditional dance along with that. And last one is here. The same group. This is the last one. We had some more. I think this many only I took photos in my phone. So this is another group of students. There were actually 10, 12 teams who had participated and did some cultural activities also. So we thought we'll give you a glimpse of what is happening in AVMC these days, despite lockdown, despite this. And we were actually very happy because the campus was alive with students. In between, when the students were not there, we felt that the campus had lost its zing. No, there was not much activity, something to look forward to. Every day was same as the previous day, but this was quite nice. Thank you, Pushpa madam, for
No entry from male members.
Thank you. Thank you, Mahalakshmi.
Sir?
No entry from male members.
No, it's not like that.
Actually helping the teams to get the flowers, and they
Boys
were
were around.
the other cultural programs, and also they were very busy distributing fruit kesari. Today, that was the sweet which was given to everybody as prasad. So they were with all those supportive arrangements, I think.
So we have to acknowledge their support also.
Yes, sir. In fact, two of the judges were male faculty members, Dr. Gopinath and Dr. Sudhakar. along with Dr. Lakshmi Jatia and Dr. Nishantini.
You have completed, I think.
Yeah, sir. I have finished, sir. Jyoti, over to you.
Yes. I thank you all once again for joining this webinar. Thank you and happy Onam to all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Manivannan, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, Dr. Vasanthi Palanivel.
Happy
Thank you,
Onam
ma'am.
to
Dean, madam,
everyone.
Dr. Mahalakshmi.
Thank you.
Happy Onam.
Thank you, sir.
Happy Onam, ma'am.
Right. Bye.